Come up here, sexy boys. Come up here. Ah, Gandalf says hello. Gandalf says goodbye. Dixie's hanging around my feet. All right, well, we got one piece of news about platinum. It's kind of hard to keep up with new shit on platinum because there's really no new shit. It's not like silver where you've got like 100, 100 different countries with 100 different policies uh, digging up silver, producing it for the general public or industry. So there's a lot to be said. News discoveries here, news discoveries there, new. Yeah, well, with platinum, you've got one mine in Russia. You ain't getting no news out of that. And you got four mines in South Africa, and they're all failing because of power problems. Nothing new. But I do have one piece of information that's new. The moon, our moon, that's satellite asteroid that goes around the Earth and keeps our tides going, has more platinum on it than the Earth. That's interesting. Another reason why we should get a moon base going and do space mining. And it's going to be profitable because once platinum goes up in price, that means the moon's going to be more valuable because there's more platinum on the moon than on the Earth. So something to think about when all you people are like, Neil's crazy talking about space mining. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's the natural progression of evolution of an economy that needs resources. If your own backyard ain't got it, you walk down the road. Well, down the road from Earth is the moon, and then Mars. That's just the natural progression of life. Unless we're gonna, nuke ourselves and all die off and only have like two people to repopulate the world, then we got another, 10, 20,000 years. And we're still going to be going to the moon because that's where the platinum is. That's where hydrogen 3 is. That's where a lot of elements and minerals are that we have here on Earth in short supply. I did a live report a couple months ago about where gold and silver actually come from. And they come from exploding stars. Neutron stars and one other type of star I don't recall off the top of my head, or the formation gold, silver, platinum. So it's not being made anywhere close to us because if a star explodes close to us, we're not alive. So there's a limited amount of platinum. Big old ass cup. Look at that cup. 4-finger cup. And trust me, it's more than 4 fingers. It's like 6 fingers wide. It's a big cup. Helps me wake up. Yeah. Anyhow, that's news about platinum. News about my kitty cats. My favorite indoor-outdoor cat, Tick, got ran over about a week and a half ago. Still kind of upset about that, but that's what happens with outside cats in cities with humans that care too much about getting free shit and don't give a frill about life in general, as long as they get free shit. But I've come to terms with that, as you can tell by my discussion. And I'm definitely going to be moving out to the country. I can't stand city living because people suck ass. I was just down at the store, grocery outlet. We call it Gross Me Outlet because all the bad stock that's fixing to be outdated goes there to get sold quick. As soon as you buy it, within 2 days, it's going to be bad, so you have to eat it that day. But I was down there getting milk. Their milk's actually a decent price. There was a lady there. She just stole something. African American woman also who works there, a friend of mine, stopped her. She started blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm gonna call the cops this. I'm gonna call the cops this. And I walked up, got in her face, and hey, check this out. I'll dial the cops for you, but if they come and you tell them what you want, and then I tell them what I want, and you go to jail, don't blame me. And I started dialing my phone. I said, let's call the cops. They told you to get off the property. You don't want to get off the property, so we're gonna get you for trespassing. What are you gonna get us for? And of course, she left. There's Harley. Looking outside, obviously, by the way he's looking, there's an outside kitty cat out there. Let's see if we know who it is. Harley Davidson? Who's out there, Harley? But anyhow, that was the only news I had about platinum. Again, it's only 5 mines in the world. One's controlled by Russia, 4 controlled by South Africa. South Africa is, since they, were killing all their white farmers and, burning them in the streets and kicking them out of their country so that they could get their country back. They've run it into the ground. They've taken all the money, used it for their own personal needs, and they didn't consider replacing their old coal power plant and infrastructure with new stuff. So platinum's going to be very scarce this year because that coal power plant ain't getting the coal because America quit producing coal and selling it to the world. We produce 20%. China consumes 50%. Do the math on who gets 3%, 2%, and who's going to lose out. Hey, I'll save you the problems. South Africa lost. China bought the coal. South Africa has to pay a lot more for the coal to get what little they can. They basically, I think, are buying it from Australia at an expensive price, and they really can't afford to do that. And that's why their coal power plant is not producing power to run the mines. And that's why the mines already put out a report saying they're going to reduce production by no less than 15% this year. And increase of demand is expected year over year to be 15 to 20%. So you have an increase in demand and a decrease in supply because of coal. That's how coal affects platinum price. It's amazing how the world works. Yes, that's how coal affects power plants. That's how coal affects power plants, and power plants affect power, and power affects mines, and mines can't mine without power. So, congratulations to the African government. The people of Africa got your country back. You kicked out all the whites. Now you're going to live by firelight again because you didn't realize what it takes to run a society. But you got your country back. Congratulations. Bring in smart people instead of killing them, and maybe you can keep your country. I've never really truly liked South Africa. I think it sucks as a country ever since the apartheid thing, and they started killing off the white farmers and chasing them off the land, saying, it's our land, it's our land. Okay, sure, yeah, whatever. Have you thought about how to run that land? Have you invested in infrastructure? Hey, just go out and buy yourself a new car, man. You're rich now. You're off of what other people built, and you're running it. Cool. Into the ground. Again, South Africa is a DOA country. BRICS. All America needs to do to put BRICS out of business is open up a moon base and start mining platinum. And then we'll be the third producer of platinum. And hey, you know what that would do? That would negate their platinum. And what would that do on an economic scheme? It would start to crush BRICS because South Africa has power issues and they are not getting over them for years. For years, they're not getting over them. It's going to take a while to build a new power plant. Trust me, 20 years ago, I saw how long it took to decommission a nuclear power plant here in Northern California. Yeah, to put a new one in takes longer. So I don't know where they're going to get the power from. And if they want to build a new power plant made from coal, cool, they're going to be in the same boat there. Now let's go to Russia. Russia's in a war and kind of economically sucking. They got some of their shit together, but they don't have a lot together. Now you look at India. India, yes, you sure think they're a first or second world country because they have a lot of people and a lot of money. That's not what makes you a first world country. Being able to bring a satellite to the launch pad on a road makes you a first world country. If you have to bring that satellite to the launch pad with a cow and a cart through the mud fields, you're a little bit shy of being a world leader. Okay, now let's look at China. 200 million foreclosures in 2022. More foreclosures than adults in America. But hey, that won't affect their economy. That's only 1/5 of their people, and about half of the people that can buy houses just got foreclosed on. Why does no one talk about that? What's happening with their economic system? Oh, they're crushing it. They're going to be the world leader. The yuan is going to be the thing. Yeah, you dumbasses. No, it's not. Now let's look at Brazil. Oh, Brazil's in a civil war right now. Not quite yet, but they are heading down that road. Okay, let's see. That's BRICS. That's Brazil, India, Russia, China, and South Africa. All 5 countries. But, money is money, and if they come up with a better system, cool. But I can tell you this right now. If 5 failing countries who want a terrorist country, a terrorist supporting country, and other terrorist organizations to join their BRICS nations, ain't going far. I wouldn't invest in them. I wouldn't worry about America. Because if that's the best they can come up with, hey, let's get Iran in. They want to kill everybody and make you your slave. They're going to enslave you because you're not Iranian. They're going to be part of BRICS. Really? You're going to support that? Oh, okay. Dumbass. This is all a game. You people need to quit worrying about things they throw up in your face, man. The news throws shit up in your face to get reactions. It's 9 out of 10 times not the truth. It's just a reaction for dollars so they can get more advertising money. You can't believe it. Do your own research, man. Find out about this crap. And you're going to find out that BRICS, the economic policy, they may start something, but it's like Yugo. Do you remember Yugo, the company? Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, it was a $3,000 car. You think a $3,000 car nowadays would make money and sell all over the world and everyone would want it? Yeah, nope, absolutely not. No one wanted it. It was a Yugoslavian car, 3-cylinder. It was called the Yugo. $3,000. Every other car was going for 5 times as much, and no one wanted it. That breaks every economic cycle I've ever heard of. That breaks every business mold I ever heard of. So does BRICS. BRICS not only breaks every mold, BRICS breaks glass, BRICS breaks everything, man. BRICS, it's a brick. It's a brick. Brick. You throw it, you build a house with it. You don't build an economic system with it. Off of 5 failing countries, India can stand on its own. Of all the BRICS nations, only India can stand on its own. Every one of those other countries is reliant on a subservient country or a slave country to keep them going. And if you want to back that, you need to check your morals, man. We need to fight for something better. And I can tell you what right now. You think 5 countries getting along is going to be hard? Try 50 states, individual states that make this great nation. All 50 of them have to go along with CDBC for it to be successful. I see about 20 of them that are saying, screw CDBC, we're making gold and silver the thing. So, we got the world reserve currency. We lost the world reserve currency. Didn't Nixon say it was only for 50 years or so that he was taking us off the gold standard? It's temporary. I know a lot of you people aren't that old. You're, like 8 or 9, because you apparently don't understand history. You don't read. You don't understand the facts. That in 1971, Nixon, in his own words, said it is a temporary measure, taking us off the gold standard. We're going back on it. Trust me. It's been 52 years since he said that. We're going back on it. We're just rooting out all the bullshit in the other countries right now, in my personal opinion. Every country I just mentioned other than India is fixing to collapse and go into a great, massive depression because they ain't got their economic house in order. There's Harley again. But, it is what it is. Me, myself, I invest in me. Knowledge. Books. Books. About $40 here. So, Anatomy of the State. It's a good book. You can learn a lot from it. Frederick Bastide. The Law. Book on money. Economics in one lesson. But this book here will make you more money. How to read a person like a book. Because humans have tells. If you've ever played poker, the good poker players know this. And they've probably read this book. Because your body tells you, if you're lying or telling the truth. Your body tells other people this. Learn how to read it. Knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is power. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. It's the best investment you'll ever make. Wasting your time on what other countries are going to do is just a waste of your time finding out what they're going to do. Unless you're going to actually do something to benefit or create or whatever off of what they're doing, it's useless to you. You're just adding to the FUD. Become informed. Do deep dives of research. Don't just say, hey, Google, hey, TikTok Chinese controlled company, tell me the facts. Let me say that again. Hey, TikTok controlled Chinese Google company, tell me the facts. Let me Chinese controlled CCP Google this, and what will they want me to know? And I'll believe it. We're seriously, Bob? Fuck. There's a bunch of dumbass motherfuckers in this country. But hey, it's convenient and it's easy for you to just go, you're wrong, Google says so. I'm right, and you're wrong because Google says so. And that's what the Chinese want you to say, because that makes you stupid. Do your own research. Do deep dives into things. Watch the videos from 50 years ago when Nixon said, I'm taking us off the gold standard. This is a temporary. Let's go into vocabulary. What's temporary mean? 5,000 years? 1 million years? 53 years? Let's look at this. How long ago did America allow its greatest friend in the Pacific during World War II, who Pappy Boyington landed planes and had an airport in China and was talking with Mao Zedong, drinking, shooting whores with them, all this shit, and then all of a sudden they go communist in 1946. That's when it starts, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact date. Yeah. So let's see. We have the CCCP, which is Russia, and the CCP, which is China. Russia's gone. We took care of the CCCP. All that's left is the CCP, and you're telling me we can't take it out? I'm telling you, it was designed to be taken out back in 1946, because everyone's saying, oh, what, the Chinese think long-term, and you give the Chinese such credit. Yes, they do think long-term. You want to know else who thinks long-term? The person that read the book about Chinese thinking long-term and how they take things over. And you know what? Americans, we're real smart. I mean, we've created a whole bunch of dumbasses through a stupid education system that's de-educating everybody and making them idiots. But for those of you that want to learn, want to know, want to educate yourself, you don't go to Wikipedia and say, hey, who's this Dr. Max Gershwin? Oh, well, he's a fraud. That Wikipedia says this. Oh, he's a fraud. Yeah, well, if you go to the Library of Congress says, well, in 1946, Dr. Max Gershwin brought 4 patients into Congress to testify that they were cured of cancer, and that the Congress came up with a cure for cancer bill. It's been shelved since 1946. Now they're convincing you that he was a fraud. So that's how the system works. 1, 2 generations, stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. We're going to tell you and you're going to believe us. Okay, be stupid. Believe them. Or do your own research. For one, Dr. Max Gershwin was not a fraud. That's why the Gershwin Institute's not allowed in America. It's in Tijuana right now, curing people of cancer. Because in Mexico, you're allowed to cure people. In America, you're only allowed to treat them till their bank account drains, and then you kill them. At least that's how it works, unless you have an endless bank account, and then you get cured. Come on, people. Do research. Find out the world you're living in, how it operates, what it operates. I mean, hate politics. I hate politics. Watch it. It's the stupid shit that's running us. That's why Mr. Gavin Newsom, the leftist of left, environmentalist, is allowing an open pit gold mine in California. Isn't that the most pollutant, environmentally detrimental way of mining? Yes, Neil, it is. Isn't California the leader in environmental protection? Yes, they say they are. Leader in environmental protection, number 1 environmental polluter. How's that work? Well, the news will tell you that I'm lying because it doesn't work. In reality, if I go 3 miles north, I'll take a picture of it working. Because California's got the second largest open pit gold mine on planet Earth. Yeah, sure, Chinese got gold. Yeah, Russia's got gold. Everyone's got gold. Hey, let's freak out. All of our gold disappeared. Hey, let's not forget about history when someone just 4 years ago said, we've got about $60 trillion worth of resources under our feet. $60 trillion in resources under our feet. But we ain't got no gold. We ain't got no oil. We ain't got no lithium. We ain't got no silver. We ain't got nothing. Because we're CNN. We believe what you tell us. Don't be stupid. Invest in yourself. Best investment you'll ever make. You'll be smart. You'll be hated. You'll be called wrong. You'll be called liar. You'll be called all kinds of things because you know the truth. You'll be ostracized. You'll be kicked out to the side. But you'll know the truth. Become educated. Become educated. That's the best way to make it through this. And when I say become educated, I don't mean listen to Kramer. I don't even, my friend, economic, don't even listen to him. Don't listen to me. Listen to yourself after you get the book and you read it. After you do the research. And don't go to TikTok. Don't go to the Chinese Communist Party and say, hey, Chinese Communist Party, what's the facts that you want me to believe about my country? They're our enemy. They're designed and planned to be our enemy. What is it you have purchased, Himlo? I will not be mocked. No one will know I have purchased it. Oh, precious metals or knowledge? No, you're not, JM. I was fixing to get off because I've been here for 10 minutes and no one's here. So you're never late, brother. You're never late. If you're here, you're here. It's meant to be. If not, it's meant to be. That's why it's video. You can watch it later. Basically, JM and Himlo, the only news on platinum that I have, as I reiterate from what I said at the beginning, there's only 5 platinum mines in the world. 4 of them are in South Africa, 1 in Russia. We really don't get any information out of Russia. And the 4 in South Africa, I've already given you the information on. They're going to close down at least 15% of their production this year, probably more next year because their coal power plant is failing. And America quit producing coal, and they're not selling it anymore. So China consumes 50% of the coal that the world provides. So now there's only 80% of the coal left in the world because America quit producing 20%. China's consuming 50% of that. So that means every other country suffers. So until that changes, platinum and South Africa is going to have an economic issue with power unless they build themselves a new power plant, which they have not done ever since they kicked out all the people that they thought were killing their country by making it economically feasible. You know, the farmers that they murdered and kicked out, they just happen to be all of one color, and the other South Africans are all of another color. But when that happened, they chose not to do any infrastructure. They chose to run their society the way they wanted to run it. And they wanted to run their society without infrastructure and without power. That's what we have right now. So I do not see a big change in South Africa. What is a big change is a new piece of information. The moon has more platinum on it than the entire planet Earth. So whoever gets the moon first has more power, more platinum gaining capabilities than South Africa and Russia, which are the top 5 miners. They're all in the BRICS nations. So if America just started a moon base digging for platinum, we could undermine BRICS with their platinum and the control of platinum. In my opinion, well, you know, there's no historic basis. Everyone says, oh, gold and silver's been around 5,000. It's been around longer. It's been around a lot longer. It's been a financial source for a lot longer. Platinum was used by Russia for about 200 years. I think there's another country that used it before that for a short period of time. But it's about 22 to 30 times more rare than gold. So it's hard to say what the future of it is. It's not really hard to say if you do a lot of research. Cummins Diesel has quit making the Cummins diesel engine and have changed over to a hybrid engine of hydrogen and diesel. And for that, they're going to need more platinum because the catalyst to make hydrogen into power, it needs to be converted, and it uses platinum screening to do that. So with power problems in South Africa, reduction of production of platinum, and the increase in demand of platinum, I would say that whatever your goals to have a certain amount of platinum ore should change with the environment as it flows. And I don't know, man. Out of just precious metals, I would personally, I think there's too much gold on this planet comparatively to silver and platinum. So I would hold probably, well, I'll tell you what I hold. I hold 0 gold, 80% silver, 20% platinum. That's what I hold. I would suggest, I would like to get a little gold, but I don't want to spend $2,000 for an ounce when I can spend $2,000 for a metal detector and go up north an hour or two and find an ounce for free and continuously find them because I spent that $2,000 on an ounce on a metal detector. See, so my brain works a little different than most people. If metal detector could find silver and platinum, I'd be out there finding silver and platinum. But yeah, and quite frankly, I'm still perplexed about the value minted on these coins, especially with what King Charles just did. The Queen's gold coins and the 1 ounce American Eagle gold coins have a $50 or 50 pound value on them, to where the platinum coins from England and from the American Eagle have a $100 value minted on them. But the King Charles 2023 coin, gold coin, and the Britannia 2023 Britannias now have a $100 or 100 pound value to them. So you go from 2022, the Queen's 1 ounce gold coin has a 50 pound value. 2023 King Charles 1 ounce gold coin has a $100 value minted on it. So something has changed, and I have not found out what yet. And no one seems to know who places the value on the coins and what criteria they use to mint on the coin. 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 1 pound, $1, $5, $10. Who does that and why? I have not found out, but I do know that they've doubled the value minted on the gold coin in England, and only in England. So something's going on. My geopolitical knowledge is not that great to be able to tell you what the heck's going on, but something's going on, because you don't just change. And I'm surprised I'm the only one talking about this. You figure, all these Liberty Finance, Andy Schectman, all these people who are gold bugs would say, hey, look, they changed it. Andy Schectman went through Canada, and he wanted to see how many gold coins he could take on a plane, Maple Leafs. And the value on the Maple Leaf was $50, not $2,500 Canadian. So they, at customs, only valued that 1 ounce coin at the minted value. It was $50, no matter how much gold sells for at spot price. Andy Schectman already did this. So he should know why they raised the price of the mint that's on the gold coin from 50 pound to 100 pound. I don't even know what procedures they have to go through to be able to be allowed to do that. I am sure there's some economic forum out there that they have to follow. And I'm sure somehow the value minted on the coin has something to do with spot price. But I don't know. I haven't been able to find out information on it. No one's talking about it. I keep bringing it up. No one's like, oh yeah, Neil, this is it. Oh yeah, Neil, this is it. No one's even talking about it. So something weird's happening. And I would say probably, just logically being a dumbass that I am, that if you double the value of something, the price is probably going to double. I mean, it's just this logic, but you can't lose logic in economics, but it's just logical. They doubled the mint value of the gold coin in England, so they apparently are expecting the price to go up twice or more. I don't know. It is weird. Yeah, copper and nickel's good to have. JM. I tell you what, JM. Yeah, delete that comment because I can't delete it for you without deleting you as well. And I do not want to do that. So yeah, that's a good. Never put no financial stuff out there like that. It's a good deal, JM. I encourage everybody to, if you want to make a statement, make the statement written, but then delete it if you don't want it there for too long. That's the best thing to do. I self-retract all the time just so I can tell people stuff, but I don't want it out there in 10 years for someone to come back and say, hey, did you say this? Well, yeah, at the time, that's what I meant. You know people are. Not only that, for security reasons. But yeah, I don't have any gold. I don't see it. No. I own 1 gram of gold. Ron's basement. Ron of Ron's basement. I won a 1 gram bar of gold from his channel. That I know of. That's all the gold I have. A brass prototype. Convert it to something one day, maybe. But yeah, I don't. Oh, hell yeah. Never keep that stuff in your body. If your lungs want it out, expel it. I mean, shit, I've been smoking for 30 years. And I'm still out work cooking guys half my age. No problem. Yeah, and that's disgusting. That is so disgusting to me personally, JM. That is disgusting. It's like, hey, you're taking out the trash from the city and then you take it back to the city center. What? No, take it, get it out. Get it out. Your body wanted it out. Get it out. But as far as platinum goes, yeah, you need to buy it. You need to buy the fuck out of it. Everyone says there's a 100-year cycle. Okay, coming to an end. Okay, let's look back, do some history. Look back 100 years ago. What was the price of silver or price of gold and platinum? Well, 100 years ago in 1920, gold was $20 an ounce. Platinum was $40 an ounce. Twice the price of gold. And it wasn't used in catalytic converters. This is the stupidity of humans. Everyone's like, oh, it's only used for catalytic converters. Really? Okay. Well, before it had a use, it was twice as expensive. So why would something that now has a use go down in value? That's not economically feasible. It's manipulated for over 100 years. No one wants to look at that. Yes, they are outrageous. Trust me. Yeah, you're paying like fucking $30 premium for a 10th ounce coin of platinum. But it's rare and it's fixing to double or triple in price. As I just explained 100 years ago, it was twice as expensive as gold. And cars were not that big. There was no catalytic converter. There was no use case. Use case was more for gold and jewelry than platinum ever had in 1920. As a matter of fact, when catalytic converters were invented, the use of platinum should have driven the price up, but it didn't. Now everyone's been taught from their stupid ass colleges, this thing, that thing, this thing, that thing, this thing, catalytic converter. Yeah, well, before the catalytic converter came along, platinum was twice as expensive as gold. So now tell me an economic scenario where you have a use case for something and the price gets cut in half instead of going up. Because when I did go to college, I did take some college and I took some business courses. That's the exact opposite of what they taught. When you have a use case for something, new use case, it makes it more valuable, not less valuable. But in the case of platinum, not only did the invention of catalytic converters make platinum less valuable, Everyone believes it. Freaking idiots. Falling for the stupid. I was told. Yeah, and I'm telling you, you're stupid if you believe what you're told. Do your own research. Knowledge is power. The best investment you can make is in yourself. Don't let other people invest in you, because to them, you're expendable. To yourself, you're not expendable. You will learn your own shit if you research it yourself. Don't believe others. How the hell could a use case for something drive the price down? That's like, hey, we discovered silver. It's great and all this green technology. Let's drive the price down. The price goes up with use case need. It's supply, demand. It's a chart. It's been around in any economic school as long as they've had economic schools. It's been in business schools ever since they've had business schools. But it does not work for platinum and silver. That is why every time for the past 2 years, I say buy platinum and silver. Screw gold. Buy platinum and silver, the two manipulated for over 100 years on this planet assets. Two, platinum, silver. They've been manipulated, and it's coming to an end. Now, I'm not saying it won't get manipulated, but platinum, man, platinum and silver. Buy platinum and silver. Buy silver and platinum. You'll do yourself a favor. Those two assets are the cheapest assets on this planet. Stocking up on Bud Light. I'll tell Kid Rock to come over. You guys can have a party. Actually, yeah, platinum is good for jewelry. It's better as a catalyst. Most people don't realize that platinum is the best catalyst. A catalyst is something needed when you're taking one chemical and changing it to another chemical. You need a catalyst to make that happen. Platinum is that catalyst. So if you want a 21st century society where you have chemicals that you're using to make things like spray glue. Hold on, JM. I don't know if you're old enough. When you were a kid, did you use in school, elementary school, did you use Elmer's glue to glue stuff together, or did you use 3M spray glue? I know we used Elmer's glue because 3M spray glue. I actually built the facility that makes it down in Pensacola, Florida at Monsanto Chemical Plant back in 1992. It's called the Vidine plant. I was part of building it. Vidine is the chemical used that they run through the platinum screening as a catalyst to change the Vidine to an aerosol that they can take and attach to glue to make it aerosol, to where you can spray glue. It takes Vidine, but the catalyst to make the Vidine viable with the glue is a platinum screening. I learned that back in 1992. And that was a live class at fucking Monsanto while we were building the plant. I was talking to the engineers saying, hey, what's this for? Why are you doing this? What is this? What is that? And the people who actually know told me, well, you need the catalyst of platinum to convert the Vidine from one substance to another substance that will adhere with glue to where you can aerosol glue. That's why we now have glue that you can spray out of a can. Thank you, platinum. Glue. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You've never seen spray glue? Yeah, it's 3M spray glue in your car. Here's a use case for 3M spray glue. When you put in your top, your interior liner of your car, or every new car, they spray glue on the top, and then they put the fabric up to keep it in place, and then they clip it around the corners. And that's what keeps, that's why if you're in a car and part of the ceiling starts sagging down the fabric, spray glue was ineffective. Every car has aerosol spray glue in it. It's a big money maker for 3M company and for Monsanto, because they're the ones who did the Vidine, who convert or make aerosol glue feasible, possible. I can't believe you've never seen spray glue. Google 3M spray glue right now, man. It's been a big thing for a long time. I'm glad I thank you, JM. That made this whole thing worthwhile. Somebody learned something. Knowledge is power. The more you learn, the more you earn. Now, maybe I should do like Chris Taylor and do a welding show. Except for he does pipe welding. I do structural. And there's a big difference. Big difference. I was on a high rise in San Francisco. Yeah, everyone uses spray glue. Once 3M got that patent on the procedure to take Vidine, run it through a platinum screen as a catalyst for chemical conversion. Platinum's the best at that. Any chemical conversion in the chemical world, in chemistry whatsoever, in that whole science division of our world, and by the way, new technology is coming from, uses platinum as a catalyst. Cummins engine, with their new power plants, they're building a hydrogen diesel hybrid, all going to use platinum to convert the hydrogen to the fuel needed to work with the diesel to make the engine run. Use case of platinum just went up. Cummins Diesel is the largest diesel engine producer on the planet, and they're converting to a hydrogen diesel hybrid engine using platinum. It'll use a lot more platinum. No, the spray installation, I wonder if the spray installation required a catalyst as well. No, it all depends. There's so many different types of insulation. On the fiberglass insulation, what they do is they have a machine. It's got these little spikes on it and two rollers with little spikes, and it just takes and it like tears apart the fibers and individual fibers, and then high pressure air pushes them, separates them apart, and sprays it. They also have jeans, recycled jeans they use as material for insulation as well. They add something to it, make it fireproof and whatnot. Same scenario. They run it through this machine that rips and shreds it and uses air to kind of separate all the fibers to give them a little space in between. And then it puts it in the tube and it shoots it into your wall. After they add some chemical for fire retardant to meet whatever fire codes you have in the area you're in. Yeah, here in California, it's severe. So no, those actually, there's no chemical being used. It's more of a mechanical separation being used for those products, because the insulation is just fibers, one fiber all kind of put together, different thicknesses, and that's what makes that insulation. When they do this, the spray insulation, they just disassemble that and shoot it with air, which gives it the same thing. It's gives it the spacing. It still gets entangled, kind of makes it a loose knot that can hold air and keep it warm, and separates from the outside to the inside. That's how that works. So no catalyst there, sorry, JM. I never finished 10th grade. Why the fuck do I know so much? I hung around 3 Rhodes Scholars as a child. I learned more from homeschooling, getting stoned with Rhodes Scholars at age 15, 16, and 17 than I ever did in school. Let me tell you what, the best Rhodes Scholar I ever met, Holly. Gorgeous. She was older by 20 years, but she was like 37 when I was 17, but she bought pot from me in Florida because she couldn't find. I was 17. I had the best weed in Pensacola, Florida. I've always had the best weed wherever I go. That's my thing. I grow my own now. Use no chemicals, nothing. Oh, hell no. Public schools are de-education programming centers that teach you to listen to TikTok and what the government says, and don't research and don't find out the facts. Become a willing, compliant, subservient citizen to your government, no matter what they tell you. Obed is real. I can't use the word. I had 2 strikes. Second strike I got was from the World Health Organization when they saw my live stream. And they said, flag this dude, because I was telling truth about something they don't want the truth to be known about. So I ain't going to be talking about that. I don't need no strikes. But trust me, as soon as I lose this other strike, I'm going to get a strike, because I'm going to put out some truth, and they're going to give me a strike. They're going to shut me down again. and you're going to have about 15 minutes to see the video. So I can't give out the truth because of censorship in America. My First Amendment rights have been suppressed by YouTube. These guys right here, by YouTube, is censoring the truth. And I know for a fact it's the truth. I can't. Let's get off that subject. Because I will end up telling the truth and I'll get flagged again. Yeah, molasses is usually what they use, not honey, molasses, and you water it down, you get it, more liquidy, not sticky, and then you use that. Me personally, I take it a step before that. I grow soil. If you grow soil, whatever you put in there is going to grow great. People don't consider that. I use Azospirillum and Micros. They're fungi. You add to the soil. And what it does is it adds, if you stick a plant in the ground, and you got to find out what plants are symbiotic with each other, what plants are in the same family, species, and class. For example, the Cannabis sativus is symbiotic with tomatoes and canis lily. And what that means is if their root systems intertwine with each other, they can share chemicals. What Azospirillum and Micros do is when you plant your plant, if you put the Azospirillum and Micros within a quarter of an inch or an eighth of an inch of the roots, exposed root systems, the roots attached to them, it causes those roots to search out other symbiotic root systems, and they one root from one root from another, and then the Azospirillum and Micros will make that connection between them. And what happens at that point in time is the canis lily takes in more oxygen or whatever. I haven't researched that in depth, but of those three, the tomato plant, the canis lily, and the Cannabis sativa, if you have them all three growing together and you use Azospirillum and Micros in the soil to get your fungi network going, they share resources. Every plant out there gets an abundance of the one thing that makes it that plant. Whether it's next time I do a live stream, I'll bring in my fava beans. I grow fava beans. I don't eat them, but if you take a fava bean plant after it's got its flowers and you pull it out of the ground with the root system, you see these little BB-sized white nodules on the root system. That's pure 100% nitrogen. You just became a chemical company. You just became Monsanto Chemical Company because you're creating pure nitrogen because you planted fava beans, and fava beans absorb nitrogen from the air and store it in the root systems. So at the right time, you cut them down, and then you plant your other plants, 3 plants in there. You have yourself a highly nitrogenized soil base to start. No chemicals. And the byproduct, you got some crappy food. I personally don't like fava beans, but guy on TV liked them with kiane and liver. So, but they create nitrogen, pure nitrogen. You can fertilize your lawn by growing fava beans. All you gotta do is buy seed. You don't have to buy a chemical. Miracle-Gro kills plants, believe it or not. Worst thing you can do for your plants if you want to keep them alive year after year after year is add Miracle-Gro. Because what Miracle-Gro is, it makes the soil inert, meaning devoid of all chemicals, or basically kills the soil. But for 3 months, it enriches the soil. And we stupid humans only care about short term. So they lead you down this road of buying the chemicals from the chemical companies that makes the chemical company people's rich, for you to get your cancers and everything else because you ate these chemicals. So you have to go to the doctors, which the chemical companies sell their products to as well. And they give those products to you. So the next thing you know, your life is based off of Bayer and Pfizer, because it's in your food, it's in your plants, it's in your house, all because you believed what they sell is good, because you believed it. I don't believe anyone. I think everyone's a lying son of a bitch. I'm an iron worker. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. I don't care if I know you or not. Everyone's selfish. Everyone's selfish. it'll blow your engine up, that nitro in your car, because it ruins things. And that's what uh, uh, that one Miracle-Gro is to soil, basically, as a comparative. That's a very good analogy, JM. So if you want to grow, and here's another thing I do. Get these. I go to grocery outlets, get these sardine cans in water, and the year before I grow, I'll dig a hole 1.5 feet deep, and I'll open up one of those sardine cans, and I'll dump the whole thing there, and then throw the soil back down, and walk away for a year, because I want to get all the microbes and all the little nasties in the soil. I want them happy. I want all the bacteria, all the fungi, everything going, and that dead carcass. It's an old Indian technique I learned in Florida from the Seminole Indians. They've also got this thing called this is where I learned about the Canis lily, tomato plant, and cannabis all being symbiotic. The Seminole Indians used they are really good, Jam. They used a growing technique. They didn't have sardines down there, but a couple hundred years ago in Florida, what they do, because it's sand, it's devoid of a lot of things down there in Florida. You really have to beef up the soil to grow anything. So the Indians didn't have Dow Jones and Bayer and Pfizer like we do today. We're so smart. We're so smart. We got here without it. Now it's killing us, and we're good. We love it. They did a Three Sisters technique. They grew corn, peas, and squash. The squash has little prickers on it. It kept the freaking deer off of it. The peas grew up the corn stalk, helped the corn stalk stay up. But before they planted, they'd take a fish, gut it, put it up underneath the soil about 1.5 feet, and then they'd grow on top of it. And they'd walk away until the food was done. No chemicals whatsoever. No chemicals whatsoever. And they lived more healthy than we do today. Wow. Interesting what knowledge does for you. I was 14 when I learned that. I'm skipping school, actually. I skipped their knowledge and I gained real knowledge, and I'm using it today. And now I have some of the best cannabis in Northern California. I have guaranteed female seeds. I created myself in my backyard. You go up to the triangle where the supposedly good stuff's at, and you buy some seeds from those people that are guaranteed female, like $10 to $12 a seed. Half of them will be male. Every seed that I produce, when I cause my plants, one of them to go male so I can get seeds for the following years, 100% female. Everyone I've ever given a seed to, man, your shit's better than the stores. Because I know the real knowledge. I don't know what Bayer and Pfizer want me to know to make them rich so I can pretend to be smart with something that's actually killing us. Hey, here's an interesting fact, JM. They discovered what they believe is somewhere in the, don't quote me on this, somewhere, I believe it's in Norway. They found what they believe, archaeologists did, the first site of the gathering of humans from the time period where we were hunter-gatherers, changing over from hunter-gatherers and small tribes into larger town and cities and being crops growing. They believe they found the location that the first tribes went to group together to share resources or religious reasons or whatever. I never discovered why they supposedly all gathered at this one place, but they discovered that it was the first place that they believe it's the first place that growing crops became popular over hunting and gathering, to get our society out of the hunter-gatherer society into the farming society, which allowed us to grow and progress into the society we are today. And their growing techniques are freaking awesome, man. You think about it. We evolved from a hunter-gatherer where if you didn't kill something that day, you didn't eat. And there was no refrigerator, so you had to kill something every day to eat. To a society that could farm and store food for wintertime when the eating food wasn't around because it's wintertime. And that also kept the population on this planet very low. Once we learned how to farm and store that wheat and barley over winter to eat, we became a stronger, larger society, a growing society. And I don't know what my original intent was. There was something about that first place they discovered. Yeah, without chemicals. Someone figured out how to grow crops in the hunter-gatherer time period, which is thousands of years ago, possibly 8,000. I don't even know how long it was from us being a hunter-gatherer society to a farming society, which allowed us to grow. Okay, I'm stoned. I forgot my point. But anyhow, hey, what's up, Harry? Actually, what do you got going right now? Can I call you back in about 10 minutes? All right, thank you very much, brother. Bye-bye. That was my old boss. And those are my cats getting into something they're not supposed to. Wow. I just tipped over their dry food. Now I got to clean up the whole fucking front room because there's dry food all over the floor. The phone call was my old boss that retired, good friend of mine. But let's see, I'm like Ninja, man. Squirrel. I get sidetracked sometimes. I don't even recall why I brought up that story about the first place archaeologists discovered that humans, the meeting point where they believed that humans went from a hunter-gatherer society to a farming society. There was a reason. It had something to do with, Dow, and Bayer, and Pfizer wasn't around. But that wasn't the point. There was some other point to it. I'll remember on the next live stream. I'm manic. My brain, I smoke this to slow down to only twice as fast as normal. Yeah, I've got to take off myself. I do appreciate you being here, JM. You and the other gentleman, him low. I will not be mocked. No one will know I have purchased it. The first statement made on my live stream, I'm unsure what that means, but he has not commented since. I do appreciate him showing up. And I appreciate everyone, especially you, JM. I don't sing. Sorry. I'll turn on the radio. I don't do karaoke too well. I used to chase people off. Too fucked up a voice. But I'm going to take off. I do appreciate you being here. And thank you. Buy some platinum, dude. Because again, South Africa is run off of a coal-powered power plant that's like 25 to 30 years old. It's at the end of its life, and it's failing. And that's why Impala and the number one, the number one and number two platinum miners in South Africa have already said they're going to reduce production by 15%, and that the demand is going to increase between 15 and 20% in 2023. So again, there's a separation of they're not making as much, and the demand, the need or requirement is going to go up. So I would again look at a more heavier percentage of platinum in your portfolio this year, because 2023 and possibly in 2024, just like 2022, platinum will outperform gold and silver. Sorry, no one likes it. Rick Roll fucking hates it. He doesn't even talk about platinum no more. But I keep bragging him. I'm like, hey, Rick, man, what's up? You say platinum's not going anywhere, but last year it gained 14%. Gold's flat and silver gained 3%. What's up? They don't want to talk to me. No one wants to talk to me about platinum because I know about platinum. I do my research. And I dropped out of the 10th grade and became an iron worker after the war in 91. So where did I gain all this knowledge? It's out there. Anyone. Man, a 10th grade dropout can get knowledge and become highly knowledgeable on his own without going to college. Do your own research. If you have a question, don't just say, hey, TikTok, what's the answer? Go to man, I got people, an old friend of mine graduated, it was a magna cum laude from MIT. There's Gandalf. He's looking outside, Kitty. He said MIT has a dark web. So if I really want to know some information, I tell him to research on MIT's dark web about this information. And this is how I get my information. I ask other people that I know have access, because the truth's out there. You just got to want it. And the more time you spend into wanting it, the more truth you get, and the better you can be ostracized by the rest of the world who doesn't know the truth, but the better position you'll be in to succeed. And with that being said, buy some silver and some platinum. God bless America and everyone here, all two of us. And be kind, helpful, and grateful, because there's too many assholes out there. We need a change, and the change starts, boom, with you. Get knowledgeable, stay loving to the other humans out there, even though they're jerks. As time goes on, that spreads. More people are nice, more people are loving, more people are helpful, and we have a better society. God bless you guys. Thank you very, very much, JM, for showing up. Have a great day, my brother.